Sorry about that. Okay. Use a piece of cardboard today for fun. Maybe I'll get different backgrounds later or something, but for now, we have cardboard from Nescello's box. I'm gonna shuffle the cards real quick. You're here for the pizza? Well, let's see what pizza arrives. Just shuffling the cards right now. I do a 5-card spread, and it just tells you a little about yourself, I guess, or to see what's going on with you. So I just had a sip. Alrighty, get right into it. Let me pull up the chart. Okay, the first reading, I should probably put the timestamp. 3:30. Okay, this reading's for, wow, where did it go? OG Silver Rhythm Gang. So we do a 5-card spread, and we just explain on the way, I guess. That help the lighting? No, not really. Okay, here we go. First card is 9 of Swords, featuring the Harbor Seal. So 9 of S words. Let me go pull up the chart. Okay, 9 of Swords. Or I like to say S words. Worry, fear, and anxiety. Sad, stressed, depressed, lack of confidence, hopeless, feeling unloved, feeling not good enough, insomnia. So, got a lot of thinking to do. Don't know if something's been weighing on you. Maybe you've just been taking on more than you can chew and now you're burned out, or maybe you just simply need to rest and relax. It says to talk about being sad, depressed, and stressed, so maybe something's been chipping away at you and you either haven't dealt with it or acknowledged it, or maybe don't even realize it's there. So it's like something's wrong but you can't identify it. So maybe this card is saying, hey, there's something going on, or to try to help you identify if anything's going on. Then it talks about worry, fear, and anxiety. Whatever it is really weighing heavily on your mind. Of course, anxiety is gonna spike during times like these. The worry, though, I guess that's very context sensitive, or context based. But maybe slow down, rest, self care. Maybe even just have talk with people, with someone, or something is troubling you, or maybe you just need to simply have a talk with someone and work things out. Who knows? But let's continue and see where this goes. The second card is going to be the obstacle. This card is played in reverse, and reverse tarot cards have alternate meanings. This card can literally be an obstacle, can be a bump in the road, being cock blocked, difficult boss, maybe you're trying to cross a bridge but the bridge is broken. Hazy, it's in the, if you go to redeem it with points, you can see how much it is. It might be 6,000, I don't remember right off the top of my head. But anyway, OG Silver Rhythm Gang, we're going to do the second card, and we get King of Wands, featuring the Florida Manatee. But it's going to be in reverse, so it's going to look like something like that. And Yes, Hazy, it's there for 6,000 channel points. It says Terror/Oracle. That's in the orange. So the second card, let me go pull that. So King of Wands, featuring the Florida Manatee. So I'll read off what it means normally. 6K, so much time. Well, you know what? Don't like your attitude. Don't complain about time or, these are readings. These are very intimate, very long and taxing. So the fact that it's only 6,000 channel points, I think is pretty fair because a lot of people will come in for one or two readings and just leave. So at first I did it for followers only, but the same problem happened. People would follow, get a reading, leave, unfollow. So I was like, you know what? If they were truly into the reading, so you can save up channel points. I stream pretty frequently, so even if you lurk, you don't have to chat. You can easily get channel points. The fact that you're complaining about the channel points, I'm just like, wow. But anyway, back to the reading, the matter at hand. There is no join command, but if you're currently subbed, we can do it. So let me quickly let me add you to the queue. Let me finish this reading and then I'll do yours right after, Burrito. So the King of Wands normally means natural leader, entrepreneur, respect, ambitious, independent, but it's in reverse, so it's going to mean bossy, arrogant, impulsive, hot-tempered, aggressive, argumentative, big ego, and selfish. So this one, maybe because of the not so cool things happening in the first card, this is like reinforcing that, or it's maybe just a warning, hey, if you don't fix your stuff now, you might end up in an even worse spot. Let's see, it says bossy and arrogant, so maybe you have that mentality, you think you're better than me, or someone question you, or you know, or maybe you achieved a lot, you did a lot, but now it's kind of gone to your head, hence the ego and being selfish and just hot tempered that you know what you're doing. It's almost like an old man set in his ways. I lived back in the corner this long, and be like, I do it my way or the highway. Nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you have to be flexible, adaptable, go with the flow. So, talks about being hot tempered, so hot headed. So, from the first card, it seemed like burned out, a lot of stress and sadness. So now maybe you cleared that up, and now it's like the new challenge came up of you have this impulsive, arrogant, bossy mentality, and not sure where it's coming from, but at least this is a warning that if you're in here, I'm sorry, or you're not here yet, these are some warnings to fix your stuff if you can, or address it maybe so you don't end up here. So we're going to get to the third card, which represents positive influences, and we get the Seven of Swords featuring the Barn Owl. So let me get back to swords, and we'll go to 7 Senshi of Swords. All right, 7 of Swords. This one's also a doozy. This means strategic betrayal and deception, lies, lying to yourself, doing something covertly, cut your losses, secrets, things happening beneath the surface, things you haven't thought about, something behind your back, learning secrets about yourself, secrets being revealed, truths coming to light, tricky, moving somewhere new, avoidance and escaping. So all these cards so far have just been addressing major behind the scenes stuff that I may not, obviously not aware of. I don't know the context, but maybe you've been upholding a lie, living a lie, and just trying to go with it, and then it's finally like coming out, and you're trying to keep it under wraps, type of a thing. It also talks about learning secrets about yourself, so maybe something you weren't aware about yourself is like coming out, and you don't know how to address it. Maybe you're scared of it. It talks about moving somewhere new, avoidance and escaping. So maybe you're metaphorically, I guess, potentially running from yourself, even though you don't know what you're running from, or maybe you discovered something new about yourself and you don't know how to feel about it and you're scared about it, but maybe you should embrace it or look at least into it or address it more. Talks about betrayal and deception, so maybe you're using people or people are using you, because this can also kind of go both ways. And maybe you didn't want to believe something because the card talks about doing something covertly and lying to yourself. So maybe something truth came to you, or some truth about you came to someone else, but you just, that was a good way to explain it. Tricking yourself, hence lying to yourself because you don't want to believe whatever it is. It could be about you, it could be about other people. Like, no, I am not wrong. The universe is wrong, or something like that. But no matter what it is, good or bad, it's coming to light. And now it's a time to figure out what you want to do with it, because it also talks about cutting your losses. So maybe you invested a lot of time into something, or maybe like say like a hobby or passion, or even like a job or a gig or friendships. Like you invested so much time in it, things gone bad, say like an underpaying job, or you keep taking on a client that just doesn't quite pay, or they delay, or they don't respect you or your time. But it's like, oh, but it's like money. So it could be something like that. Cut your losses, to blacklist that client or said client, or maybe just something, a gig or something you're doing that you don't enjoy, but you feel you invested so much time in it that you still want to stick with it or keep doing it. But at some point, you got to be like, I'm done with this. It's no longer meaningful to me, or it's not bearing fruit. Um, there's something behind your back. So maybe again, you feel like someone's lurking literally behind your back, or something's following you. It could be like emotional baggage. It could be maybe the past coming back to haunt you. The big thing I like about the card is learning secrets about yourself and truths coming to light. So it's either way acceptance. Maybe this is like a way of being or living, or like a quick example might be with like family members. Um, or say like I know back in the day when people or kids would come out as being gay, it was like a huge thing, and the family wouldn't accept it. But it's like say who they are, or maybe even a lifestyle, just simply gender orientation. But that was just being examples like you can't lie to yourself. You are who you are. You want it. We always strive for better and all that, but it's like at some point, it's like, how long do you have to keep up? It's just very exhausting to keep up a charade. And it's funny because this card, I wouldn't say it's negative, but it's in a positive influence spot. So I feel like it's addressing more about the secrets being revealed or learning about yourself. So again, more learning, more understanding of yourself or others' understanding of you. But also talks about avoiding escaping, because it also means that you may not be ready to deal with whatever this thing is, and you keep dodging or beating around the bush, either hoping it goes away or maybe it like fizzles out. But we got a lot. Well, not a lot more. We got two more cards to go. So the fourth card's gonna be the near future. We're gonna fast forward a little bit and see how it's all going. And we get Four of Swords featuring the Crow. So we just had seven. So let's go check out Four of Swords. Four of Swords: rest, meditation, relaxation. Renew, retreat, slow down, take a break, regroup, withdraw, pray, contemplate, thinking, getting away, waiting, and patience. So this card also talks about getting away, but this is more like a mental or spiritual retreat. It's very relaxing. It's like, I just need a vacation. I need to decompress. I need to think. I need to recharge. So this is a very nice card to slow down. Maybe things are hitting you too much at once. And you're like, I'm going on vacation. And you indulge and relax in whatever it is you like doing. So for me, it'd be like going to like a furry con, fursuiting, hanging out with friends, grabbing a bite to eat, resting, maybe get some ice cream. Just like have a good time and rest. You can rest alone if you want to just sit back, decompress from the world. But I just like how it talks about regroup, renew, retreat. So a lot of self care and healing, and just recharging. So I like where it's going, at least because it's saying you acknowledge all that stuff before or got through, or it was a lot, and now you just want to rest and feel good. Staycation, exactly, Phoebes. But staycations don't do it for me, unfortunately. All right, so now we're going to get to the fifth card, which is the long-term results, like overall reading, end game, ending credits, final boss to be continued, maybe season finale cliffhanger. And we get the moon featuring an Arctic wolf. So interesting card because I know it talks about fear, anxiety, but it also talks about intuition and following your instinct. But let me pull up the chart really quick. Okay, anxiety, intuition, and fear, following your instinct, letting go of the past, psychic, secrets, change, unconscious awareness. So I like how this also talks about secrets because the Seven of Swords talked about that. But here, anxiety and fear and intuition, because maybe you're scared of what's coming up, you don't know. But the big thing is following your instincts or your gut feeling, or maybe your heart never steered me wrong, or if I had difficult choices and I needed to couldn't make up my mind, I would go with my gut feeling. And naturally things are going to be scary if the future's uncertain because we want to know, have a sense of comfort. Because now that you're recharged and relaxed, it's like, okay, there's still unknown things and they're kind of scary. I like how it says though change. So change is coming. Maybe that's why you're afraid, or not necessarily afraid, but anxious, or just, change can be scary. I think the big one for this card is, or for me at least, the unconscious awareness, or some weaves might say like third eye opening, or just things you may have not noticed before now are on your radar, but more on a subconscious level. But then it also talks about intuition, so just a lot of following your gut, but it's on the mend or on the path for feeling better. In my, at least how I take it. So very rough start. You just need to slow down, reevaluate, recharge, self care. Then now it's like you're ready to take on the world again. So almost like a to be continued, but at least it looks hopeful. So it's like at the end of like the last episode of a season of a show, things are looking up. But then you won't really know until we do the next show or the next season and see where the story goes. At least for this reading, though, I'm really glad it ended more positive because it started out really rough, in my opinion. But then maybe address some things that we didn't know was there, maybe some things to look out for. But now we're going to do a random oracle card. Just a little bonus. It's a separate deck. It's unrelated to the tarot, but I like to complement the reading with it. It's maybe like a word or phrase of encouragement. Cherry on top, fortune cookie bonus. And we get the body, which represents harmony. So maybe do self care, or look out for yourself because how can you help others or whatever if you can't help yourself? So this is just a card I would say remind yourself of self care, and then peace will follow because you're good with yourself, and then you spread good vibes around. So I hope that was cool for you. It's very interesting. Almost M. Night Shyamalan plot twists all the way until near the end. The twists were the first three cards, in my opinion. But let me shuffle, and then I will get to you, Burrito. And I'll add you to the queue manually. I don't, unfortunately, have join commands yet. Usually I just work off a set list, and then I'll have people join in. I'll squeeze them in between readings. So that's what I'll do right now. Let me just add you to the manual list here. Zero, 6, 7. Okay, 21, we'll just say. Alrighty. Burrito, are you here? Burrito, are you here? Burrito, last call. All right, I'll just go on to the next. I'll try one more time out to the next reading. All right, 2220. All right, this reading is for Conforming Tiger 55. So, Conforming Tiger 55, I do a 5-card spread. This tells us a little about you, what's going on. And we just see where the story takes us, or we'll read your script and just see what goes on. I explain the cards as I go along. The second card represents the obstacle, and I play that card in reverse. Whoops. And reverse cards have alternate meanings. Fees, that's also another reason why I do channel points or subscribers, because some people, when I used to do like complete freebies, they would join the queue and then they would just vanish, which isn't that big a deal because I move on to the next, but it's like, why are you going to come in here and do that if you're going to be gone? Or someone's like, oh, can you, or some people, the biggest one for me would be like, oh, can you do it again? I'm like, no, watch the VOD. Or like, I'll even link them the VOD. That's why I also like linking the timestamps. But like some people like act like it was my issue. Like, okay, read it again. I wasn't here. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. That's very asinizing. At least when they throw out that excuse, like, do it again. And I'm like, no. Or there's an ad break. I'm like, watch the VOD or sub. Anyway, Conforming Tiger 55. Let's get to it. So we start the journey or reading about you. We get death, which is represented by a Canadian goose. It's a very powerful, embiggening, transforming card. Talks about ending cycles, starting something new, leaving stuff behind. Let me pull it up. Endings, change, transformation. Conclusions, letting go of the old, reborn, new beginnings, change. Big transformation, liberation, leaving the past in the past. Empowerment, purging, grieving. Personal transformation, closing old chapters, leaving something behind. So I don't know what's going on with you. It could be physical, metaphorical, literal, etc. But maybe you went through enough shit or had enough bullshit and you're ready to move on, even though it involves leaving things behind. Maybe it's more so emotional baggage. Or maybe like say you're in toxic friendships or a workplace and you're like, I'm done, I'm cutting ties, I need to move on, I want to grow as a person. Or maybe the people you're hanging out with want to be stuck in the past or angry or whatever, but you're like, I want to kind of keep on living and move on. Or maybe you had a personal thing hit you and then you feel revitalized or reborn, or maybe almost like a caterpillar, going to a cocoon and being reborn as a butterfly or something of that magnitude, but on a more emotional, spiritual level, or whatever it is, you're leaving something behind, things are wrapping up, you're moving on, you keep going because you want to live. Maybe you feel revitalized, recharged, but you're good to go. And maybe you had to reconcile with some stuff in the past, let go of emotional baggage that was holding you back, or leaving a pain, making a painful choice to leave something. Maybe moving out, new job, saying goodbye to loved ones, but just to better yourself because you want to live. And maybe the people or the ones around you don't want to better themselves, or maybe they want to be stuck in misery or whatever the situation is. Because I know it's different for everyone, but you're starting off reborn. Pretty cool. So the second card is going to be the obstacle. That represents maybe cock block, bump in the road, difficult raid boss, broken bridge, you're trying to cross the river, or just maybe like a warning. And those all play in reverse. So let's see what the card is first. We get Judgment featuring the, what is this? Caracol. Caracol. Looks like a lynx to me, but I will take its word for it. but it's going to be played upside down. So it's going to look like that. Let's get out Judgment, because normally Judgment also means rebirth, letting go, making decisions, being a tough critic or judge, new phase ending. So it's almost similar to death, but in a different way. But it's going to be reversed, so it's going to mean. This really gives me the chills. Let's find out. So now that it's in reverse, it's going to mean unexpected ending, unhappy ending, delay, fear of change, avoiding change, regret, not letting go, fear of dying, fear of endings, disappointment, and critic. The first card that talked about regular endings, things coming to a change, conclusions, and letting go. But this card now is talking about maybe those endings were unexpected, they're thrown out of left field. There's a bad or unhappy ending. But I think the big thing here is talking about fear, change, and avoiding change, because the other card, death, you were embracing the change. So now it's talking about regret, and now you're not letting go. And the first card again talked about letting go of the past or maybe emotional baggage, but maybe here deep down you couldn't bring yourself to let go. Almost like lying to yourself, or you want to move on, but at the same time, it's deep down you just can't. It talks about disappointment because now you feel like what's going on, things are going pretty good, but maybe you made a not a bad decision because it's your decision regardless if it's good or bad, but maybe whatever course of actions you took or whatever led you to here, it's like this isn't how it's supposed to be, or you didn't think it would work out this way. Now you're being a harsh critic on yourself. It also talks about delays because things are probably looking, I would say, looking up, but now you got to stand. You got, I don't know, you got knocked back or down a few pegs. So maybe you have to rework out what's going on, revisit death, the first card, and really try to move on or let go or work out this funk that you're in so you can proceed and move on. So with that, we get the third card. We get the third card, which is positive influences. So hopefully we have a better message for you, or you worked things out, got through it. Or maybe if you weren't in that rut, you avoided it. But either way, we get the Ace of Wands featuring the albino rat. Look at him, he's got a little paintbrush. It's a very creative card. So I'm already feeling a little better. Inspiration, growth, delays. Great news in relation to new beginnings. Everything is falling into place. You see the potential and you're having new ideas and inspiration. So I like how the card says delays, because the second card talked about it. Maybe you just needed more time to sort things out, think things through. And now you're getting a more positive rut. You have things you want to do, things you're passionate and happy about, and want to maybe pursue those things. You were filled with inspiration, and you see, I like how it says great news in the relation to new beginnings, because Death talked about new beginnings. And now you see the potential, and you have new ideas that you may not have thought of before. But the good thing is, this growth happening, and you're overflowing with inspiration now, and ideas and passions. And now you're like, I'm ready to take on the world and put forward or put forth, or you're going to execute these ideas. It says everything's falling into place, so things are happening naturally and organically. You're not forcing it and getting bad results like things. Now that you're in a better mindset, or even simply opportunities start to fall into your lap, but things are like naturally happening. So good job getting out of that rut and tapping into your more creative side. Always what I like to see. Now we're going to get the fourth card, which is the near future. We're going to fast forward just a little bit, see how's it going. What you're up to. What are you up to? And we get Ace of Swords featuring the Timberwolf. Let me go to S words real quick and go to Ace. Ace of Swords, success, ideas, clarity, strength, intellect, new ideas, new beginnings, new projects, breakthroughs, mental clarity, thinking, overcoming obstacles, rationalizing. So again, new beginnings. So this whole freaking reading is just talking about new beginnings and possibilities. And this one is now talking about new projects. You had a breakthrough, so maybe something wasn't working out for a while, but something finally clicked, or maybe you just had a new opportunity fall into your lap, or maybe You discovered something about yourself that you didn't know about, and then you decide to pursue that. Talks about having success and overcoming obstacles, so working through the hard times. Talks about having strength and intellect, so naturally you're gonna be smarter, wiser, and all that because of all the, I would say, crap you went through and work things out. That's also going to give you strength, but not just physical strength, but mental fortitude strength. Maybe you know when to speak up, when to say no, or maybe because I know a lot of people have a lot of problem saying no or feeling obligated to say yes to everything. But now you're confident in your decisions, even if someone doesn't like what you have to say. You're like, this is my choice or my decision. Deal with it. So you're standing also better standing up for yourself or your beliefs and ideas. I like how it talks about success, a lot of thinking, mental clarity. So you also think better. Maybe you had some kind of like brain fog, but it's all clearing up for you now. So very good turnaround, I would say. And let's see, it also says talks about rationalizing. So maybe live a little more in the real world. You're not letting your imagination or other people's imagination get the best of you. You can discern and have a better time thinking or making decisions and rationalizing. So now we're going to the fifth card, which is going to be the long-term results, end game, final boss, ending credits, to be continued, potentially, or just simply the ending. But we get Page of Pentacles featuring lap rabbits. Let's go down to Pentacles and go to Page. Page of Pentacles, manifesting, financial opportunity, skill development, productive, new discoveries, being careful, good financial news, eager to learn, educational opportunities, thrifty, determination, patience, building a solid foundation, new business, financial income, creating success. So, once again, new discoveries. So, just all over breakthroughs, new discoveries, maybe along your path or whatever you decide to pursue in life led to even more opportunities. And finally, maybe something you want to do that you're not into, or let's say like you want to learn to do artwork or do music. You're going all in on this. You're eager to learn. You're willing to learn. It says financial opportunities and educational opportunities. So maybe you simply go to university or learn a new skill or get a new certification that lets you practice some kind of job or even just learning how to craft anything really. The thing is, you're determined, you have the patience because you know things don't happen overnight, but you're being very productive. And whatever it is you're doing, you're creating success. It's leading to financial income. Even says potentially a new business. So maybe you open up a cafe or maybe a brand or something, but whatever it is, you're being productive, you're being pure, it's something you're into, and only good things are coming from it. And this could be the long run too, like setting up your financial security for your future as well. So with that, that concludes the reading. But now we're going to do a bonus oracle card, and just a little bonus on top, cherry on top, fortune cookie extra. It's from an oracle card deck, which are unrelated to tarot. But we get the hat, which represents uniqueness. So maybe you put on a hat so people perceive you differently, or maybe you think, I fedora, therefore I am. Or maybe you just want to look spiffy, or it's a nice way to dress up because you know how people like put on makeup, clothing. Some people really like hats. So maybe you also remembering that everyone is truly unique in this world in their own way, and not everybody's the same. The uniqueness is going to lead you to better stuff because imagine if everyone was the same, how boring life would be. We all dress the same, we all talk the same, no accents, no nothing. Like imagine like almost like how people depict aliens in cartoons and shit. They're all exactly the same. It's like a hive mind mentality, or what I would call a very boring mentality. But then there's also those people that believe wearing a hat gives them personality, when they may have not have had the personality to begin with. I guess the hats aren't good or evil, just depending on how the person uses the hat and what it means to them and how they embrace it. Art class, but everyone is the same. Yeah. All right. As I shuffle, I'll read out the next reading. The next reading is for Kaiju Juju. Alrighty. I won't question the name, but Kaiju Juju. Let me. Oh, yeah, I should timestamp it. 37. Okay, this next reading is for Kaiju Juju. I do a 5 card spread. Each card represents something in the order. I'm using a complete tarot deck, which I believe is like 76 cards or something. And just open your book, read your story, read your script, see where you're going, what's happening, and I'll explain the stuff on the way. Alrighty, let's. And we begin with, well, just reading you, I guess, or just seeing what's up with you. And we get 2 of Wands featuring the duck. Not a specific breed of duck, just ducks in general. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. Planning, faith in the future, delays, ambitious, achievements, ownership, growth, success, future minded, moving. Much better than the goose. I can't say that might hear me. It could. 2 of Wands. You have ideas happening. There's going to be delays though because you're very future minded, I guess, or you're setting up for the future and the future success. I mean, you're still working and doing things now, but you're, you know, planning. Maybe you have some cool scheme you cooked up, or maybe a business or just whatever, but you're growing it, you're harvesting it, you're very ambitious, you're going to be a go-getter. But again, the delays and waiting and patience, because it could be a while before it kicks off, or maybe you have to do a lot of networking, a lot of pre-growth, I guess, if you will, or training or whatever. Also ownership, so maybe it's a physical brand stuff, but I also see ownership as you're bringing your authentic self to it. You're not settling, or maybe say it was like a business or something. You get investors, and then you have to bend to their will. But you're like, no, no, no. This is all mine. You're doing it the way you want to do it. Your vision, and not having say people interfere because just because they're like say supporting you or like investing in you. It talks about growth and success, but the big thing is future minded. So again, and faith in the future. So you feel good about this. It may take a while before it truly bears fruit. It also talks about moving, so maybe you have to relocate for this new job or thing you're into. So pretty cool start. Now we're going to get to the second card, which is the obstacle, and this is where things get a little spicy, I guess, because it could be a difficult raid boss, being cock blocked, bump in the road, broken bridge, a pitfall trap. And we get the 4 of Pentacles featuring a generic fox. But again, it's going to be in reverse, so it's going to look like that. Let's go down to Pentacles and go to 4. All right, 4 of Pentacles. Normally means saving money, security, and control, and true values, and ownership. Again, the first card talked about ownership, so that's funny. But in reverse, it's going to mean greed, fear of financial loss, careless, loss of money, fear of failure, overspending, money problems, unsatisfied, protecting your investments. So maybe you rushed into this a little gun ho or too hyped for it, and maybe or it didn't work out as you thought, or maybe not necessarily failed, but it's taking longer than you thought. It feels like you're stagnating. You probably didn't budget for it correctly or enough, so now even though you're executing it, it's going good, but it's still a future thing. You maybe didn't put enough side money and time for it, so now it's like you're already in this, and now it's like, oh crap, I need more funding, I need more time, blah 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 blah. So with that though, it can cause the fear of financial loss, fear of failure, because you're putting your money into this. The card talks about money problems and greed and careless, so maybe you're overspending frivolously, maybe making bad investment choices. So it's also saying maybe, hey, cut back on the poor decision making, or you really have to budget yourself more because there's no more income, so you have to be more resourceful with less, if that makes any sense. But I guess the big thing is money problems and overspending. So it's just like maybe you take out a loan, or maybe just an example, like say content creator, oh, I'll buy this new expensive camera so I'll look cleaner and better, but then the camera's too expensive, or you get a really expensive microphone. I mean, like sure you sound better, but you're putting yourself more at risk. So don't be afraid to take things a little slower, or maybe just take, treat whatever it is you're doing, whether it's a job, hobby, passion, interest, as like an RPG. You start out with nothing, you level up, you gain EXP, you get new gear, you spend your talent points, learn new abilities. So you don't have to be all out at the, I guess, high end right away. Like enjoy the game, enjoy the journey, enjoy the friends we make along the way. Oh, I can't say that. I might hear me. Okay, you already said that. I read it again. And the card talks about being careless, so maybe you're oblivious to something, but like you really gotta, I guess, shape up or really plan your stuff out more, find more supporters, maybe ways of making more money, or whatever it is that you need to do to kind of fuel yourself and get through this. Now we're gonna get to the third card, which is positive influences. So hopefully you got out of that rut, sorted your stuff out, and got, most importantly, got through it. And we get the Page of Pentacles yet again. Which are lap rabbits. We just had this last reading, but let me quickly pull up the chart again. Manifesting financial opportunities, skill development, productive, new discoveries, being careful, good financial news, eager to learn, educational opportunities, thrifty, determination, patience, building a solid foundation, new business, financial income, creating success. So this card's almost like the opposite of what just happened, which I like because it talks about manifesting and building a good solid foundation so you can set up for the future. And all those woes you had before, you worked it out. Now you're getting money income, financial income. You're creating success. You're discovering new things about yourself or others that lead to even more opportunities. But the big thing is you're bringing to life what you wanted to. And also talks about skill development, eager to learn. So maybe you got into something new, or maybe you're already doing something, but you want to do it better. You want to level up. So let's just say like your culinary arts of cooking. Like, yeah, I can make a sandwich, I can microwave some eggs, or pour milk in a bowl of cereal. But now you're like, I want to cook, and I want to like do food prep and like season my meats, cook, just do fancy, just level up your knowledge in everything, either physical skill, mental skill, or a craft. But I just like how it says you're also eager to learn, so you're totally into learning new things and having new experiences. Card talks about patience and determination, so again, it's going to take a while, but at least you're on a better, I would say the right track. Not that there's a wrong track, but you're on a much better track to doing this. And it talks about being thrifty, and I also think of that as being resourceful and more, sorry, like street smarts and just better, more frugal with your money and making better decisions. And the big one, another big one here is being careful, because the other card talked about being careless. Now that you have all your ducks in a row, you're more cautious, you're just making better decisions all along. Senior Phoebe says 5 of them. Wow. I like eggs, but I need an air fryer. Um, my sister bought me a microwavable egg poacher. You just throw in some water and you crack in the eggs and it'll poach it for you. You cook it for like a minute, or maybe a minute and like 10 seconds, and you have poached eggs. A very good positive influence card. Totally needed that to get out of that little scary rut. Well, not, no, you already got out of it, so that was like almost like a reward. So now we're going to get to the fourth card, which is the near future. We just fast forward a bit, and we get the Four of Cups featuring the porcupine. So let's go to Four of Cups and see what it has to say. Looking the good foods of, oh, okay. Food, air fryer is kind of annoying to clean, but it does cook the foods really good. Even if people don't know how to cook, as long as you don't leave it in too long and burn it, you'll always have a good time. All right, Four of Cups, meditation, retreat, reevaluating, frustrated, bored, depressed, contemplating, look within, meditate, withdrawn. So here, maybe things didn't go the way you quite planned, even though things were going good. It's like now you become bored because maybe things stagnated. You're not leveling up as fast anymore, or maybe you simply changed your mind, or the thing you were doing wasn't really what you wanted to do, or you discovered something else that you want to do, but you feel like you invested so much time in this thing that you don't know, like, should I abandon it? Should I put it on pause, come back to it? What do? But the good thing is it talks about meditation, reevaluating, because now you're like, okay, what do I want to do? Maybe, or maybe some unexpected like financial trouble came up and now you need more money and need to do something else to assure money. Or maybe you just want to do more things. You want to do all the things, but you can only really focus one at a time. So you're like, what do I want to do now? Do I have to cancel this? Do I have to put on the back burner? Do I have to put it on pause? So just a lot of thinking and retreat. Talks about look within and contemplating and retreat. So maybe you're burned. Maybe you try to do too much and now you're burned out. Again, you might need a vacation, unload, rest, do some self care, but also just really think maybe then when you come back to this, how you're going to attack it, what you're going to do. Almost like also take it as time to re strategize so you can do things better, more efficiently. Maybe know, not necessarily know your limits, but know to not take on more than you can chew. But just like how it talks about withdrawn and meditate, so a lot of thinking, just get away, just go take a nice vacation. Treat yourself, do some self love and self care. So now we're going to get to the fifth card, long-term results, or maybe end game, final raid boss, ending credits, ending of the chapter, maybe to be continued. And we get the lovers featuring lovebirds. So as you can guess where this card is going, but it also can refer to business partnerships and success and growth. But let's just read the card. Lovers, love, relationships, values, partnerships, choices, sharing, trust, healing, sexuality, temptation, commitment, marriage, business partnerships. So maybe you found someone along the way and, you know, you hook up in a relationship, or even for people in a relationship, maybe wedding bells are around the corner, maybe just taking that relationship to the next level. Or it can even just be business partnerships that you don't realize you don't have to do it alone, or maybe someone goes in on a business with you and you do it together, and it's an easier way to make the business or whatever the visions or dreams you guys had come true, because now it's not all in one person. So an example would be opening like a little cafe, but like someone goes in on it with you. So it's like very good. And that talks about commitment. So either what you're doing or relationship, business ship, whatever, you're both committed. You're in it for the long haul. And it talks about trust and sharing. So whoever you meet or get involved with, you all, well, first of all, it says the card talks about choices. We all have a choice, but here it talks about sharing and trust and healing. So at least you're very comfortable with each other. You're open about stuff, and if there's any concern, you're open to talk and communicate about it. So a lot of either being on the same wavelength or you just vibe together. So there's less drama. And it talks about love and values, and of course, you value yourself. You have scruples. You value what you do, what the other person does. So a lot of togetherness, if you will. And then it talks about temptation. So you just might have to be a little careful there, because you might, since things are so literally lovey-dovey or things are going really good, you might be more susceptible to temptation or bad decisions. So you just have to moderate yourself and know when to withdraw, when to do something and when not to do something. And it talks about sexuality, so we all know where that can go. Happy ending, literally. And then now we're going to get a bonus oracle card unrelated to the tarot deck. It's a separate deck. It's a quick word of encouragement, cherry on top, fortune cookie bonus, and we get the dog, loyalty. So we choose who we're loyal to. It's not, we choose who we're loyal to, and anyone mistreats us, so that we have no obligation to be loyal to them. Some people feel like, oh, they work like a shitty job I worked here for 10 years, I can't leave the company now. But if they're not paying you enough or they don't respect you enough, why the hell would you be loyal to them or someone? So it's like, it's good to be loyal, but also don't forget we choose who we're loyal to. I hope that was cool for you. Sounds like a happy story with a good ending. That's what I like. At least what I hope for. Gonna shuffle again and we'll get right to it. This stream I'll probably only go 2 hours because every time I do it I go like 3 or 4, but then my hip and stuff starts hurting, so almost at 1 hour, so I'll probably go for another hour, maybe 2.5. So 1 hour, let's see, 11:30 be 12:30. Maybe an hour and a half. We'll see. Okay, that's enough shuffling. Let me pull up the chart. 53. Okay, this reading is for Jocks D. Gosh. Jocks Bagosh. So I'm about to head off to bed already. The 3 hours of rest caught up with me quick. Oh, dude, please get some sleep. Try to sleep more. More sleep good. And thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Always appreciate it. The Jocks Bagosh. Do a 5-card spread. Tells us a little about yourself. Reads your story or your script, and we just all explain it on the way. The first card we get for you is the Devil, featuring the Victoria Crowned Pigeon. Pretty damn cool looking artwork on that one. And the Devil card, I won't say negative, but it feels like a reverse card, so it's going to be addressing a lot of stuff. I'm going to take care of you, no you. All right. The Devil, addiction, sexuality, attachment, feeling stuck, negative thinking, dependency, unhealthy attachments, fear, greed, unhappy, limiting beliefs. So, what a one to start out on, but at least we can work towards it and get through it. Maybe this is addressing addiction. Well, that's pretty straightforward. It could be substance addiction, it could be sexual addiction, or just unhealthy addictions like gambling, or maybe some food that's really bad for you. So maybe time to address that. Talks about sexuality. Maybe you're really dependent on physical validation of sex. It says feeling stuck in negative thinking. So maybe you're in a rut and you're doing these things, that make you feel good, almost like self-care. But the problem is it's more like you're running from something or you're not addressing a problem. So you just, yes, you're doing something to feel good, but at the same time, it's not really getting you anywhere. It's just buying you time rather than, say, making you feel better, or letting you move forward. So that could be the feeling stuck, that you're almost caught in a cycle. And then naturally, if you're in that cycle, you're going to feel negative thinking. You're going to be unhappy. You'll even be afraid, like, will I ever get out of this? What's going on? It was like being addicted to alcohol or gambling, I would say. It also talks about limited beliefs, because you're in this rut now. Your view of everything is very limited and narrow-minded. It talks about greed, so maybe you're trying to hold on to whatever little you can, either it be money, friendship, relationship. But the biggest one here, I would say, is the dependency and unhealthy attachments of needing external validation from others. But also even more temptation, the card talks about. So maybe just evaluate. And again, this could be physical things, metaphorical things, spiritual. It could be people. It could be on so many levels. It's not just straightforward, literal, the words themselves. So maybe just think about that, sit, think. But this is only the starting. So we'll unveil more as we go along, and we get the second card, which is going to represent the obstacle. And that might warn you, hey, you're in a rut, we got to get you out of here. Or it could be being cock blocked, bump in the road, you're in a wagon or a coach and like trying to cross a bridge, but the bridge is broken. What a difficult boss in the game, something impeding you. So we get Death, featuring the Canadian Goose, which usually normally has amazing meanings, but it's going to be in reverse. I play the obstacle cards in reverse. So we have alternate meanings. So a good chance to really dive deep on the first card of the devil, but let me pull up the chart. Normally it means endings, change, and transformation. And like being reborn and empowered and then big int. But in reverse, it means resistance to change, stagnation, fear of change, resisting the future, birth, being in limbo. So this card also talks about stagnation. The other one talked about delays or just feeling stuck. This one's talking about birth. So maybe you're giving birth to a dark you or a sad you, but we're trying to get you out of this. The card talks about resistance to change and the fear of change and resisting the future. So maybe the future, you're on a set course, or maybe it's unknown, but you're afraid of it, even though you got to move forward. It's like you don't want to face whatever this future is. It could be a big decision. Could we say like marriage or something that could really scare you? A new job, just something's scaring you to move on and better yourself. And then the card talks about being in limbo. So again, you're stuck in a cycle. At least here, it feels like we identified more that there's some big changes coming up in your life, or it's just something in the future coming up, and it's got you, I guess, pretty not scared, but like you just, yeah, I'd say scared. And then you also want to resist the change, so you're not going with the flow. I don't know what it is. It could be a test for a job. It could be so many things, but at least we've identified, I would say, what's going on. So it almost feels like you got two reverse cards played. So we really pay attention, or not pay attention, we really work things out, self care, reflect. Or maybe just simply let go of emotional baggage of the past, or maybe you need to stand up for yourself to someone, who knows. But we're going to get the third card, which is positive influences, and we get the moon featuring the Arctic wolf. And a lot of major arcana cards right now. So death upside down talked about fear of the future and resistance to change. The moon will talk about anxiety, intuition, and fear, following your instincts, letting go of the past. Psychic, secrets, change, unconscious awareness. So I like this one because immediately this also talks about the future coming up of change, but
don't put down
talks
science.
about fear and anxiety. Thank you for putting that. Don't put down science, Broken Dylan. But naturally, you're afraid of the future. But this card is like letting you say, "Hey, it's okay to be afraid and proceed." Sometimes when we're afraid of something, to me, it could be a good sign. That means it's exciting. It's got you afraid. It's got you spooked, exciting. But like, yes, for science. But I like how the card talks about letting go of the past. So maybe anything holding you down, emotional baggage, bad friendships, bad relationships, bad jobs, bad experiences. Just it's okay to let go because you want to move forward. You don't want to be stuck in the past. You don't want to be stuck in that cycle. And right now, this card is like you're breaking the cycle. You broke the cycle. It talks about intuition, listening to your heart, following your instincts. So just if you have trouble making decisions or what to do, just look deep within yourself. I know some people don't know. That's not on their radar, but at least this card also talks about unconscious awareness. So maybe you get some new stealth detection or something that hey, my own instincts are probably better than making impulsive decisions or giving in to peer pressure or what others want. Just you truly don't know what to do, just like trust your gut feeling, I guess. Talks about secrets. I wonder what those could be about yourself or about others around you. Talks about psychic and again more subconscious awareness, so different level of being or different mindset maybe, or like you're playing a video game, new skills. But the big one is here change. So change is still happening and coming, whether we like it or not. But it feels like it's in a good way because it's in positive influences and it's coming from the moon card. So now we're gonna fast forward a little bit just to see how it's going, where you're doing, how everything's going, coming along for you. Sorry, and we get the Nine of Pentacles featuring the chinchilla. So let's go take a look at Pentacles and get to 9. How's it going, Dylan? All right, Nine of Pentacles, abundance, financial success, luxury, self-sufficient, seeing your worth, mastery,
Welcome to
prosperity,
the asylum.
fortune.
Enjoy your stay.
Helios has followed. Thank you. So abundant fortune, security, enjoying nature. So whatever it is that you're afraid of the future, you made it good. Dylan says it be going pop pop. But I like how the card talks about abundance and financial success. So you maybe it was a job related thing you were scared of, or maybe housing or something, but or maybe you had something on the back burner, sold some stock, or investing in something, or maybe just going through school, got a better job, but things are fruitful. You're now more financially independent, self-sufficient. You see your worth instead of letting others tell you what you're worth. You're like, no, this is my worth. Or say like job offers and stuff. If someone get ballparks the pay too low for you, you're okay with saying no because you know you're worth more. You've proven it to the world or others that you are worth more, so you're not going to take underpaying jobs or gigs or anything. Or basically, more self-respect overall. It talks about luxury, so maybe you hit a little big with money. I don't know, and then you're like, I want to have nice things now. You're in a comfortable position. You're out of money, woes, and fears. You can like say splurge on like a sound system
Well,
or
time for your medication,
something
Chimera.
or something you want. Welcome in, M Boogers. Thank you for the biddies. Talks about mastery, so whatever it is you're doing, either work, university, hobby, school, passion, even friendships, relationships, you're leveling up your skill in it more, hence the mastery. You're making your own. That's a prosperity, fortune, security, good financial security in the future. But I guess also talks about enjoying nature. So now that you not necessarily made it big or hit big, but you're in a much better spot, you can slow down and enjoy, I guess, more life. Maybe you want to go hiking. Maybe you want to go on a trip. Like before, it's like, oh, how can I afford it? How can I squeeze it in? But now you have the resources and the time to do more of what you want and enjoy without putting yourself at financial risk. So very good. But now we're going to get to the fifth card, which is the long-term results, end game, maybe to be continued, final boss, maybe ending credits, who knows. We get the Chariot, featuring the Arabian horse. Let me pull up Chariot's a very positive card, so let me... Where are you, Chariot? Number 7, I believe. Yeah. We had 4 major Arcana cards. That's nuts. Alright, the Chariot. Success, action, control. Pick a direction, success, progress, determined, courage, inner struggles, balancing emotions, and willpower. So I like how the card talks even more about success. And you're taking action, you're picking a direction, you're determined, so you're very confident in what you do, where you're going, what you want to do in life. Whether it be job, hobbies, passions, friendships, you know what you want. And you're gonna do what you can or do what you want, or you know how to get there. You know how to set your best foot forward and go seize an opportunity, I guess. Also talks about progress, so naturally making progress, but the big thing is action because you're talking the talk and walking the walk. You're not just sitting doing nothing, you're putting ideas out there, talking big, you're actually doing. It talks about courage, because so maybe some things are scary, but you have the courage to go for or do what you want because it's for your life, your future, your interest. So you're not afraid to take risks for things you believe in. Talks about inner struggles, so we all have those. So even though things are going good, there's still the behind the scenes stuff. And balancing emotions, so maybe you're a very emotional person, maybe all these decisions weigh in heavily on you, because now not only does it not affect just you, but others around you. And maybe some people don't want you to do something, some people are for you. Maybe friendships might be in the balance, or business partnerships might be in the balance. But again, well, before it talked about courage, it also talks about willpower. So you know you have the willpower, courage, and strength of when to act or not waver, or when to not do something. So you're very confident in what you do, your decisions. even though there's still the behind the scenes stuff going on, you're still able to have some clarity and make good choices. Hey, Gravy Train. How you doing? All right, so now with that, that concludes the tarot reading, but now we're going to do a bonus oracle card, separate deck, unrelated, but I like to do as a compliment. Cherry on top, fortune cookie, bonus, happy, happy, lucky, lucky. And we get Mary Catherine Lavero, or Lavero, which represents liberation. Let go, feel free, kick loose, unleash, transform, and you'll be more authentic you feel better. And I already feel like this reading you are pretty liberated, because the first two cards were a fucking doozy. Third one was like a new hope, or we're getting to better. The fourth one's like, okay, this is really good. And then the fifth one's like even better. So like how it had a nice turnaround. See, Dylan's busy licking everyone. Interesting. I won't question it. You do you. Let's see. Gravy Train just got off of work. I am off today. I had to leave work early yesterday. My hip, even though they give me a chair, it hurts to sit for extended periods of time and standing and everything. So after, thankfully I only left about maybe 2 hours early, because they randomly gave me a long shift yesterday. And we were kind of busy, but at the same time we had enough staff. So I was like, hey, can I just go early? They said, yeah. I know I can't do that all the time. So the rest of the week I have more normal shifts, so I can just get through those. But like yesterday, it kicked my butt. And it was really muggy and humid. So that didn't help either. I even had a little fan at me, at my, I wouldn't say desk, but at my register. I had a little mobile fan. Just so I wouldn't freaking die. Oh, did you beat Tunic yet? I feel like I'm turning to like a K-Kona old guy. Like, oh man, Todd, I tell you what, we like go to the farm to get a can of Earl, and like we like too hot, like evaporate on the way back. Couple days, Saturday it was nice. It was hot, but there was no humidity. It actually felt good. But then now the last few days it's just been very sweaty and not fun. Okay, the next reading is for Marlo Ralph. Marlo Ralph, I do a 5-card spread, tells a little story about you, see where it's going, and I'll explain stuff on the way. It's M Boogers, it's going to be 100 here today, you. Broken Dylan, have fun with post-game puzzles. I just Googled. And Gravy Train says humidity never helps, and I haven't beat it yet. Still trying puzzles hard. Yeah, Tunic's a interesting game. I'll say that. I'm gonna try to beat it with no Google. A mod buff. I mean, the game is really. You might have to, but it's cool if you don't. But I won't blame you. I won't hold it against you if you have to Google it. What about Bing? Well, you know, it's all the same shit. But anyway, sorry, Marlo Ralph. We'll just. I play the second. The second card represents the obstacle. I play then reversed. In reversed, tarot cards have alternate meanings, but I'll just explain it on the way. So the first card we get for you is 5 of Wands, featuring Shima Enaga, type of bird, and it's a very competitive card. So let's see, where is Wands 5? Pull up the chart. It's a lot of competition, proving yourself in strength, but also a lot of arguments and struggles. The traditional card is a bunch of kids fighting and like training. But anyway, so disagreements, competition, conflict, challenge, proving yourself, bonding, physical strength, obstacles, playing games, success through effort, quarrels, fighting, setting priorities, territorial, delays, disagreements, stress. So a lot of very open-ended card. You want to prove yourself. Maybe you're in a group setting, or maybe you're on your own, or maybe you want to prove yourself to the world or to your peers or your classmates or what have you, or friends, family. This challenge along the way, you're trying to prove yourself. They'll be playing games, a lot of conflict and quarrels. Like the card, for me, the artwork tells me more about the card and what's going on than the actual description of it, if that makes any sense. You're Malcolm in the middle, you're in conflict. Could be a class, could be you're in competition at a job to get promoted. They only have like one spot to promote someone, but there's like 4 or 5 other people with you. But at least it talks about success through your effort. You have challenge. You're trying to prove yourself. Physical strength. There's obstacles along the way. Everything territorial. So just a lot of self-growth, asserting yourself, proving yourself, but also learning and training and leveling up at the same time. Almost like some like anime school thing, like Demon Slayer or Assassination Classroom, Naruto, My Hero Academia. So that whole shonen training arc type of set mindset is going on. Now, I don't know if it's with work or school or maybe things you're into, or the context isn't there, but that's the idea, I guess, to me, of the card. And what about Bing? Not even DuckDuckGo. So this is just the start. So maybe this will make more sense once we get through it more. We get to the second card, which is the obstacle. This card's kind of used against you, or maybe, hey, pay attention to a warning, something's going on. Maybe there's a bump in the road, being cock blocked, difficult raid boss. You're trying to cross the bridge or a river, but the bridge is broken. Maybe there's a trap or pitfalls, and you're just keeping an eye out. So we get 7 of Cups featuring the European Badger, but it's going to be played looking like upside down. So it's going to have alternate meanings, but let me get to 7 of Cups. I'll read quickly the regular meanings, and then I'll tell you what it actually means since it's in reverse. It normally means opportunities, choices, and wishes, and lots of options. And choices. But in reverse, it's going to mean making decisions. You're determined, clarity, realistic, and you're right to the point. It's not really a negative card because both sides of this card have positive meanings. The first one's like you don't know what to do because there's so many choices, but this one, since it's in reverse, is saying, hey, you don't have too many choices, or you do, but you're determined, you're making decisions, so you're not like at a loss or there's too much to do, too much on your plate. This strikes exactly what you want to do. Make decisions. You're determined and have confidence in your decisions. You have clarity, so you're not being confused, or maybe other people aren't influencing you. You're thinking with a clear head. You're very realistic. What is doable, what is achievable, what is obtainable. Yes, you can fantasize and hope for more, but you're like, what is honestly realistic? What is something I can do right now? What can I do with what I got? And it talks about to the point, so you don't have time for people's bullshit or long explanations. Or maybe you don't need people to sugarcoat stuff. You're going to be very direct and confident in what you do. So that's almost like in Monopoly. You got like a card, go to Fifth Avenue, and you do pass go, and you do collect $200. Because I don't see any possible warning in this card. Or even if you fell in here, there's nothing but good stuff. But maybe the only thing is being to the point might be a downside thing, but it says making decisions. So maybe the warning could also be think about your decisions. Just don't run blindly or making decisions for the sake of being fast. Like take time making your decisions. So that was a pretty good reverse, pretty good obstacle, almost like a freebie in Mario RPG. Now we're going to get to the third card, which represents positive influences. And we get the King of Cups featuring the Gecko. So we were just at 7, and now we're going to graduate to King. Okay, King of Cups, emotional balance, compassion, moody, feelings, generous, wealth of knowledge, good advice, good listener, confident, empowered, emboldened, and embiggened. So hells yeah, you got more in your head, you feeling compassion, you're more empathetic towards people, have a better understanding. You're even more confident in your decisions and what you do, or just confident in yourself. Wealth of knowledge. It talks about good advice and good listener. So you also became a good communicator. You're empathetic and can put yourself and compassionate and all that. So you can put yourself in other people's shoes, but you honestly listen. You're a good listener. Hence, you can give good advice, or even people giving you or advice and them listening to you. It goes both ways. Like how it talks about feeling embiggened and emboldened and empowered because you just things are going good and things are going better. It also talks about being generous, so you're giving of yourself, and that's not necessarily always money, but your time. Or like since you're lending an ear to listen to someone's problems and analyzing, give them advice, so you're giving of yourself, but more in less of a money way, and more of giving of yourself and like listening and lending a hand. But I like the wealth of knowledge because you leveled up. Obviously, you just good head, good mind space. So now we're going to fast forward a bit and get to the near future just to see how it's all going, where you're going, where you're headed, what's in store for you. And we get the world featuring the red panda. So another very happy, very good card. Let me pull it up. I'll pull up the chart. If it wants to load, that'd be great. Okay, the world. Possibilities, travel, and completion. Completing things. Time to end something. Time to start something new. Seeing a bigger picture. Ending cycles. A new world. Ending old chapters. Making it after all. New cycles. Conclusion, fulfillment. Reaching a goal. Success. Best outcome. Travel, and fresh start. So, everything's going great for you, and it's going to continue to go good. Talks about ending chapters and starting new ones. So maybe you did your task, you did the thing, now you're like on to the next. It could be a job, it could be university, it could be a friendship, relationship, but it's time to move on. But not in like in a bad way of leaving something behind. It's like like I did my work, or all my work is done here. Time to maybe move. I'll go to another place and help out there. Just like, I'm still needed around the world. On to the next location. My work here is done, kind of a thing. It talks about fulfillment, so you feeling good in what you're doing, good outcome, successful. But I just like how it's ending old chapters. So that could also be your current task or story, or maybe letting go of emotional baggage. But you're just in a nice loop of good stuff, and it may even take you literally traveling around the world, other people's, other homes, maybe even just going to conventions because I like going to conventions. Um, you're going to see things, you're going to do the things, you're going to experience more of life and the world. So now we're going to get the fifth card. This is the final card of the tarot reading, and that's going to be the long-term results or end game, final raid boss, ending credits to be continued, or simply the end. And we get the Ace of Pentacles featuring the Palawan Peacock Pheasant. We go down to Pentacles and we go pull up the Ace. Once it loads, of course. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. Manifesting, abundance, lack of planning, gifts, talents, financial improvements, prosperity, achievement, marital success. And by marital, I mean, material success. Promotion, fertility, good things, manifesting good investments. So very good. You're bringing forth, manifesting your visions, your jobs into money or lucrative career, whatever. You're bringing the coins home. Sense of achievement, material success, financial improvement. So everything's just looking up, using your talents and your gifts, or what you're gifted and your talents to help fuel this. So it could be, I don't know, you got a better job, you got maybe crafting and you turn it into profit. Like you say, open line of games or board games, make your own cards, even artwork or crafting or something, you're turning it into money and success and more sustainable. So instead of it just being not only just like a habit or passion that you have to do on the side, it's like becoming maybe not your main thing, but a bigger source of income. So you have more time to explore and do the things you like, and the money that's fueling it is from your own craftiness and hobbies and passions. It talks about promotion, so maybe you got promoted at your job, hence a better financial income situation. The card also just generally talks about good things and fertility, but I like just the overall manifesting and good things coming. You're making it happen. It also talks about lack of planning, so you're not really planning things or thinking too much. It's just happening because you're maybe really efficient at it, and or things are just falling into your lap very organically. Like you're not like struggling to, oh, I got to do the next big thing or whatever. It's all happening naturally, and from your own skills and everything, it's organically and naturally happening. You're not really forcing it too much. So very cool. So now we're gonna do a bonus oracle card. It's independent from the tarot cards, but it's like almost like a cherry on top, fortune cookie, bonus. We'll get the Raven, which represents dreams. Hey, Jester Man 9999. But Raven represents dreams. Now either you're living in the dream, or dreams come true, or you're making the dreams come true, or just like your mind and your spirit. So very pog, I would say, because the whole thing's been talking about creativity and manifesting into money. So maybe it's you're making your dreams slowly come true, or that there's another universe or another you in a dream world, which might be separate. But then you're like, I kind of want that to be more in the real world, or make it be your authentic self, or something, or maybe just get ideas and inspiration from the dreams. But I hope that was cool for you. And how's it going, Jester Man? 9999. We're at 1 hour 21 minutes. Let's keep it going. Just gonna shuffle, get to the next reading. Let me know when one of those fools get let loose on someone. Are you referring to the cards or people in chat, or Naniv says up arrow? I like that. Cards, okay. Would you like a reading, Jester Man? I forget if I did one for you or not. We mean avoid the tower.
Welcome to the asylum.
The tower is one of the coolest
Enjoy
cards.
your stay.
Thank you for following K-Chan. Or Ka-Chan. No, what do you mean avoid the tower? That's like one of the most exciting cards, in my opinion. Your sister does yours? Oh, okay. I don't know, the tower's liberation, excitement. I like the tower because it's like, ready or not, change is coming. Embrace it. Might be messy, but it's like change, I'm going off a list. And Booger, since I've done yours quite a few times, maybe if you have a different question or something you want to address, or maybe something specific, because at least I think over June I did like 3 for you, so it's like, I don't know if there's something you want to specifically address. Maybe you haven't addressed before, just to keep it kind of new. If that makes any sense. How would you feel about that? Tower's always so rough, though. Just trying to help. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just going off a list today. But, once in a while, I'll be like, okay, let's squeeze someone in. Let me pull up the.
Well, time for your medication, Chimera.
And then, Bogus, you love giving Chimera the pills. What if they're crazy pills and they're keeping her in the straitjacket in the insane asylum? So not actually pills to cure her, but pills.
Thanks for this sub. Now I've got you in your own padded cell.
Thank you for the sub. Take the blue or red pill dough. If you want to, Jessamine, it's up to you. Never obligated, but if you feel compelled to, go for it. I won't stop you. And COD chat, if you want a reading, subscribers get one free reading per stream. So let me know if you would like one. I could do it right now. Or if not, I can continue the list, but feel free to let me know. But if you want to look too, that's absolutely fine. You'd like a read? Okay. So these readings are general readings. And we just read from your story, your book, or whatever you want to call it. And we go from there. And I'll explain everything on the way, of course, so hopefully nobody's lost. But let me copy your name and add you to the book. Gotcha, 1997. And we're doing it at 1 hour, 28 minute, say 20 seconds. I just timestamp it for my own reference, or in case I need to link anyone their reading, I can link them the VOD with the timestamp so they don't have to go looking for it. So real quick, it's a 5-card spread I do. It kind of tells a story about you. Read your script or whatever, see what's going on, and then each card position has a meaning. The first one doesn't really, it's called like the signy factor, significant factor, or something like that. I can't pronounce it. It looks like the word significant, but it's like abbreviated. So basically, the start to it's like a video game, JRPG. You name your character, you hit start. So it's like just the beginning. The second card is the obstacle. That's where things get a little spicy, because we're addressing something, or maybe you need to be aware of something. Something's impeding you or blocking you, and you need to get out of it. It could be a warning. With the obstacle, I play in reversed. And reversed tarot cards have alternate meanings. The third card is positive influences, and the fourth card is the near future. So we fast forward a bit, and the fifth card's long-term results, or kind of like the ending. And I also do a bonus oracle card to complement the reading with. But that comes from a different deck, a whole different set of, not rules, but just a quick, word of encouragement or something like that. All right, Kachan, 1997. Here we go. So the first card we get is the 9 of Pentacles, featuring the chinchilla. And by the way, I'm using an animal deck, so each card has a different animal. So we saw this guy earlier, but let me quickly pull up the chart. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, abundance, financial success, luxury, self-sufficient, seeing your worth, mastery, success, prosperity, fortune, security, enjoying nature. I like how it talks about abundance. You have what you need, maybe more than you need. Seeing your worth, so it could be either, with money, or metaphorically in the relationship wise or job wise, like maybe you're being underpaid, you decide to leave because you know your worth, or maybe you accept a gig or something, or a contract, and again the pay is not enough, so you happily decline because you're like, I'm not wasting my time. And time is money, but also time is more valuable than money. So you know your worth. You're not going to settle for less. But you're not full of yourself either. You don't have an ego. Talks about being self-sufficient. So again, with the money and everything, financial security, you can live a little bit in luxury, make your own decisions. Maybe you move out on your own. Maybe a sense of security. So you have money, you know how to manage it good. You're successful in what you're doing. You have mastery, so if it's a skill or hobby or even your work or job or something, you're getting really good at it, leveling it up a lot, ensuring yourself even more success, or people have faith and confidence in the type of work you do. I like how it talks about enjoying nature, so maybe now you're in a good position. You can take a break. You can enjoy nature more around you. You can just take it all in, like, I got here. Almost like taking like a victory vacation, if that makes any sense. Maybe you landed a new job, maybe you got married, maybe you moved, new house, whatever, but you want to enjoy it for a bit. And you are able to do that. But this is just the start, so we get to see where the story is going. And the second card is the obstacle, and this is the one I talk about I play in reverse, so it's gonna have alternate meanings. And we get Knight of Pentacles featuring red pandas. But it's gonna look like this. And this could be a simple warning, or this could be, hey, bad stuff's coming, or it's like used against you, maybe a bump in the road, being cock blocked, a broken bridge, you're trying to cross a river, but you can't, or like there's a trap hole in the floor. So just awareness of, hey, something could happen, you could end up in a bad place, or you are in a bad place, and let's try to address this to get you out because something's impeding you. So let me get to Knight of Pentacles for you. All right, Knight of Pentacles normally means hard work, productive, and perfectionist and progress, and knowing your value. But now it's in reverse, so it's going to reversed cards are going to have alternate meanings. So this card's going to address this stuff instead: instability, greed, careless, don't be hasty, lack of plans, wasteful, make decisions when you have all the facts, take things slow, weigh out all your options. Okay, things were going great before, but now it talks about instability. So maybe you're rushing into doing the things or executing your plans with less thinking. So this card's literally saying, slow down. There's one, and you're getting greedy now because maybe you have less money or less resources at your disposal. So now you're scared maybe to lose that, or maybe you're getting more greedy and full of yourself because of your skills. Because the first card talked about being very successful and skillful, but it wasn't going to your head. But now it's saying this is going to your head. It talks about being careless, so maybe again because you're not full of yourself, but you feel more confident. But it's almost like blind confidence that you forget. You're so confident that you forget about what could happen or the possibilities out there, or like a traditional story, David and Goliath type of a thing. But big thing about the card is lack of plan. So maybe start planning more. Go with the flow less. Maybe you need some more structure. Talks about don't be hasty, so don't rush into making decisions. Really think it out. You're being wasteful, so now you have to manage. Don't be wasteful. Be more resourceful and manage your stuff better. Talks about make decisions when you have all the facts. So again, reinforcing the take things slow or lack of plan. Or sorry, don't be hasty. And the cards also says weigh out all your options. So, but the big one is make decisions when you have all the facts. So you really want to ensure you basically just increase your chance of success. Make informed decisions again when you have all the facts, but also you have many options and things to do. So weigh them out. We have to give a little to get a little. If you do option A, you may not be able to do option B later. Option C is still there, but so just a lot more thinking and planning. So you started out really good momentum, but now it's like, whoa, slow down there, sport. Just take a step back. So I'd say this is more of a warning, or just, hey, pay attention. Maybe things are going too good. Like if something's too good to be true, it might be, but I feel like it's more like you're in this minor rut. At least we have things to address it, so make better decisions, better choices, really analyze stuff more. And doing all that, get through that. Hope you get through it all or work it out, what have you. And we get to the third card, positive influences, and we get justice, featuring the magpie. So let's get to justice. Where are you? 11. All right, justice, fairness, law, truth, harmony, accountability, choices, creating a vision, making decisions, agreements, apology, gray area. Did I say fairness? Yeah. And well, justice itself. So I like how it talks about accountability. So maybe things didn't work out, but you're not playing the blame game. You're owning up to your mistakes or anything and using it to move forward. You're not going to wallow in it or let people say guilt trip you to feeling bad or something. You're like, no, I acknowledge this happened. It sucks, but you're also moving forward from it. So you're not staying stuck. Oh, this happened to me. The world wronged me. You're just like, no, this happened. It sucked, but I got through it, and I'm getting through it, and I got through it. It talks about making choices. We all have a choice, and that also goes through doing the right thing, the wrong thing, doing good, doing bad. But at the end of the day, it's your choice, regardless if it's good or bad. Maybe someone fooled you into making a choice. You know, people weigh in, swaying you, influencing your decisions. But at the end of the day, it is your decision. Be also confident in your decision. Talks about creating a vision. So maybe you have ideas that you want to bring to life, like a perfect world, utopian society. And it talks about decisions. You know, choices and decisions are very much, to me, the same. So it feels like they wrote it down twice. But so we have choices, but decisions are making a decision on those choices. So it's almost like the aftermath of a choice. So the choice is before you make the decision, then you make the decision. Also agreements. So maybe you have to form unions or bonds with people and get along to achieve mutual goals that you have. Talks about apology. So again, owning up to any wrongdoing you did, and you truly want to make it up to people or better everything. Thank you. I really like the deck. I got it from Clover Puff at her table at Anthrocon. When I saw it, I'm like, I must have it. Because my old tarot cards were cards I made, but they're only the major arcana, which are 22 cards, and I want to do more deep and bigger and better readings. So when I saw a complete tarot deck, which I think is 76 cards with all the suits and classes or whatever you want to call them, I was like, I'm sold. And I just saw an animal deck. I'm like, oh, they're pretty cool, but I was just sold at the fact someone had a full tarot deck ready to go, ready for me to buy. And I also like the artist, Clover Puff, because she's not new, but she's pretty new. And her stuff is like not exploding, but it's nice to see her tables because she goes all out at her tables at the conventions with setups and like the whole. It looks really cool. But apology again, you've wronged done someone or people have wronged you, but either way, people are truly sorry and mean it and are willing to move forward. It talks about gray areas, so things are always hazy, things aren't always crystal clear. A lot of things up in the air for interpretation.
Запомните, курение вредно для здоровья.
Thank you for redeeming Dr. Liebse's talk about smoke and smoking, how it's bad for you. But the card talks about the truth, so the truth will come to light. You're being truthful. You guys aren't playing around or being fake. You want to fairness for all, justice for all, the law. Like you're upholding others, you're holding others accountable, but you're also letting others know they can hold you accountable. You're just trying to create like a fair world for everybody. So very positive and bigoting card. Now we're going to fast forward a little bit and get to the, I'm going to call it the near future, just to fast forward and see where this is going, how you're doing. And we get the Four of Cups featuring the porcupine. We saw this guy earlier today, but let's pull him out again. I think it's a very neutral card, not positive or negative, I forget. But I see these cards so many times, so some of them I'll really remember the meanings, and some I just completely blank out and derp on. Okay, Four of Cups. Meditation, retreat, reevaluating. Frustrated, bored, depressed, contemplating, look within, meditate, withdrawn. So maybe by trying to create the perfect world or whatever, or just, you know, the things are going good, but now it's like you're pausing, you're thinking, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing what I really want to do? Is this what I'm passionate about? Is there something on the back burner that you ignored that you want to pursue now? So it's also like pause, retreat, reevaluate, and proceed. Maybe it's time to stop doing what you're doing and do something else. Maybe it's time to slow things down and do other things and come back to this when you're more ready, or maybe you simply lost the spark of interest in the thing. The card talks about being bored and frustrated and depressed because maybe you had so much forward momentum before, that now that things are slowing down, getting a little more confusing, or basically like an RPG, leveling up, the enemies naturally level up with you, they get harder, so the challenges in life or decisions you make get harder. But it's saying maybe you're burned out, maybe you're doing too much. Now it's time to, again, take a nice break, rejuvenate, retreat, get a nice meal, cool off your head, really think things through, and just think what you want to do. Look within, contemplate, re-strategize, if you will, and execute that. So this card is more like, hey, you're getting probably a little burned out, and now it's not becoming toxic, but it's not going the way you want. Like, do you need to approach the thing you're doing differently? Do you retreat? Do you do something new? Like, what is the course of action? So you really have to sit on it and think about it and use your noggin. Take a break, go on vacation, really take the time to really work things out and process, I guess. The Kachan says, I work in a bank. I'm trying to level up, but I was held back by my boss. I hate the system. I want to leave, but I like my colleagues. Well, that's the thing, though. If you hate the system, it might be time to get out. Yeah, you like your colleagues, but at the same time, your colleagues aren't the ones paying you. It's your job, or in this case, I guess the company. But we'll just say the boss. So it's almost how much are you willing to give up for the sake of your colleagues or the job? Because I know at the end of the day, we need work. A job's a job. It's money. It's income. It's how we get by. It's how we pay our bills. How we get food. Blah blah blah. But I don't know if you have anything on the back burner, maybe other job opportunities, but it might be a sign to leave. But let's see, we have one more card, so let's see where it goes. And this is the long-term results. Maybe the ending and credits, final boss. Something just, or it could be to be continued, because we got a few of those readings where things are very cliffhanger. But we get the Six of Wands featuring Fancy Goldfish. So let me go pull that up. Save us wands. Okay, the Six of Wands: success, recognition, and confidence. Accomplishment, reward, good news, achievement, confidence. All right, I said that, sorry. Encouragement, winning, promotion, progress, and forward momentum. So after reevaluating, either you chose to stick with your job or move to a new one, you worked it out, you found a way to strategize, and now you're going to be more successful. You even get recognized. You're filled with confidence. Your value, I guess, is finally being seen. You're like, I guess you proved your worth again. Or it could have been you proving your worth by standing up and leaving and finding a better job. Talks about a promotion, so maybe you finally did get promoted after the long, hard work. It talks about progress and winning. I like the idea of forward momentum, because you're going for what you want in life, money, or in this case, let's just say money, but either other people undervalue you. You're going to where your skills can be put to use. So either you stick with your job and, I guess, prove yourself, if you will, or you just go somewhere new and people instantly recognize you. You're doing more. Like, wow, all I had to do was just move on. Or again, if you stayed with it, maybe you worked harder, maybe you forced them to recognize you. But there's no more hiding it. There's no more them undervaluing you. It's just like, yeah, I'm here, I'm bringing it, I'm doing it. And if I'm not valued here, I'm taking my business, or I'm taking my work or my skills elsewhere. It's like almost like my talents are going to waste here. There's no more room for growth. So, of course, I'm going to leave because I need and want more out of life and myself. Who knows? You could stay and then you do something that does work out. But I feel like the card's talking more about moving on, finding better. But it also can apply to staying and you stick it out, because the previous card, Four of Cups, talked about really thinking things through. So maybe re-strategize, had a better plan for your current job. Or maybe you found a place and nailed the interviews at another place. But either way, good is coming. Whatever that your previous decision was, to stick it out or do more or leave, whatever it is, it's like just more is coming and it's happening. All right, so now we're going to do a bonus oracle card to complement the reading. Completely independent, different cards, or different deck of cards. Usually a message of encouragement. Cherry on top, fortune cookie. I would get Helena Petrovna Balotsky. I can't even. Balavotsky. There we go. It means fraternity. So that kind of makes you think, so like you said, your colleagues, a sense of a place to belong, a group of people, very community based. So maybe you are sticking out with your job and you do like your colleagues, or maybe you go to a new place and thrive and then you like them even more. But it's a sense of community and like brotherhood or a school club or just like a group thing. It seems super nice. I hope that reading was good for you. Sort of really good, but then the finances and decision making got a little scary, but then things started to pan out. Then you had to reevaluate, but then things got much better. So I hope that was cool for you. Maybe some insight, or maybe even some advice, or maybe just something to give you even just ideas, or maybe spark some inspiration in you. Because that one was kind of a wild ride. Up, down, up, down, up. Resonated so well, I'm glad. Always happy to hear that. Or nice to hear that. Just clarified what I plan to do. Nice. What do you plan to do? If you don't mind me asking, because I know some of this stuff can be really heavy, it can be private. So feel free not to answer that, or even be like, no thanks, or if you're always up for sharing with the class, I'm always down, but if not, I totally get it. These readings can be very heavy. One of them earlier was super heavy. I forget it was the first or second reading of the stream. One of them was just a massive doozy. Okay, let's change the song. I was planning to stick it out because I want to learn the rest of the things to get a senior credit analyst title so I can move on to another company easily. Okay, good. Staying and leveling up your skills. Always a plus. Okay, we're at 149.20. Okay, this next reading is for Uno Red Panda. Thank you for the read, and no, thank you for following and subscribing. It means a lot. I want to do more of these streams, so it's like always nice when I can get the channel to grow, more people take an interest. They just lurk and hang out. Just it's fun. I enjoy it. I really like doing it. I mostly work off a queue because not everyone's always going to be present. So at least this way, even if no one's here, I can still do the content. I could still have the VOD to link people. So it's a nice mix of doing live readings and doing it off a list. And also, some people on the list aren't comfortable talking about it, so it's like I can just do it for them, link it to them, and then they can digest it how they would like. But yeah, Uno Red Panda. I do a 5-card spread. Kind of tells a story about you, and I'll just explain on the way. The first card is just the first card. See what's going on with you. And we get the Hierophant, featuring a sheep. Already kicking it off with a cool card. I like the Hierophant. It's like a different way of being. It talks about you make decisions, you're master of your own destiny. Very empowering, but also talks about being maybe more spiritual. Let me pull up the chart. Planning, decisions, discovering a different way of being, more in tune with the spirit, find and be at peace, new chapters in life, master of your destiny, you decide what's next, sharing secrets, spiritual growth, seriousness, and prayer. So pretty, I wouldn't say funky, but I love that. Then the High Priestess. Oh, could I just zoom in? Sorry. There we go. Sorry for shaking the camera. So it talks about planning. You're taking plans to do stuff and making decisions. New chapters in life. So maybe you ended some stuff and you're beginning a new chapter. It could be job, it could be family, it could be having kids, it could be moving. So many things. You're ready to do the next thing. You're closing old chapters. But the more important part is forward momentum and starting new chapters. That's why you're more in tune with the spirits, so maybe more spiritual awareness and consciousness, and other than just like physical and factual things, even something beyond science or emotions or even spiritual emotions and mental stuff, but spiritual stuff, a whole nother level of existence opened up to you. But the cool thing is you decide what next. You decide what is next. You're the master of your own destiny. We all have a choice. You have a vision. You have things you want to do in life. You're like, I'm doing them. I'm gonna go do them. You're not gonna contemplate and worry and be like, oh, what if this, that. At the end, you're setting the course for your life, and you're going and you're doing it. You're more serious now. You have seriousness, or more serious either about your decisions or your new chapter in life, or even your spiritual growth. But who knows? Maybe you even got religious. So many things. At least here, the big thing is you decide what you do in life, and you're doing it, and you're going for it, and you're starting. Maybe that's the new chapter that you decide to say go to university, maybe get married, propose to someone, maybe pursue hobbies and passions that have been sitting on the back burner for your whole life. You're like, I want to embrace this now. And that could be like artwork, music, crafting, cooking, so many things. But you're like, you're setting out the start of your journey. It's like, I want to do this. And if you see the sheep in the picture, they all look happy, but the one that's up here looks really different. A pretty rad start. So now we're going to get to the second card, which is the obstacle, and this card is played in reverse, and reversed cards have alternate meanings. Not necessarily the cards used against you, but maybe pay attention. Hey, there's some warnings, or keep this in mind, or maybe it has to address something. And we're going to learn that together. It could be a bump in the road, cock blocked, broken bridge, difficult raid boss, something impeding you from moving forward. So we're going to see what it brings to light. We get the Five of Swords featuring the anglerfish. Normally the card itself is kind of very negative and stuff, but it's in reverse. I'm actually curious to see what it means in reverse. Five of Swords. So it might even be a very positive, like, pass go to Fifth Avenue, pass go, collect $500. So it might be like a freebie. So normally 5 means competition, insecure, betrayal, and disagreements. But in reverse, it means defeat, victim, resentment, unfair, dishonest, failure, and reconcile. Okay, so both sides, normally played or reversed, have very not negative things, but just call outs or warnings. Let's see, the first one talked about a different way of being, new life chapter. So here maybe things didn't pan out as the way they should have, or what you didn't see, so you feel defeated, you feel like a failure because whatever you set yourself out to do, maybe something you really believed in or passionate about, wasn't working out. Now let's talk about being dishonest. So you either, maybe you weren't truly 100% pure with it, maybe you were being dishonest or lying to yourself about something, but you believed in so much that you wanted it to succeed, but when you finally put into action, since you weren't really into it, or maybe there was lies going around, or you telling lies or lying to yourself, it wasn't bearing fruit. So this also talks about being resentful and being unfair. So maybe now you're bitter towards other people. Maybe someone simply talked you into doing something and you went with it and it didn't work out. But you feel resentment towards maybe the old you or the people that lied to you, but kind of really not ha-ha funny. It's funny, but not ha-ha funny. But maybe a simple bad choice, or maybe you got caught up in the hype of something. You didn't really think things through that much. The important part of this reversed card is reconcile. So you're going to reconcile with the mistake you made or the others made or whatever happened. You're like, okay, or say as an example, you failed. Okay, you're going to try again or do something else. You're going to keep more going. You're not going to sit and wallow in this resentment and stuff. So it's like almost like you got to take it all in, all the negative stuff, take it in and purge yourself of it and get over it and get through it and then go again. So if you're there, I'm sorry, or these could be simply warnings. But assuming you get to that and everything, we get to the third card, which is going to be positive influences. And that is Death 13, which is represented by a Canadian goose. I can tell you, those guys don't take shit from no one. So kind of just what we needed, because the card's very positive and symbolic, and it's in the positive influence spot. So after maybe trying again or getting out of that rut of the obstacle, you get to death. Sorry, which means endings, change, transformation, conclusions, letting go of the old, reborn, new beginnings, big transformation, liberation, leaving the past in the past, empowerment, emboldenment, embiggenment, purging, grieving, personal transformation, closing old chapters, leave something behind. So you worked out the kinks, got it all going again, and it's just letting go of the old or leaving something behind. That could be the emotional baggage, it could be the torment, the guilt you felt, or maybe even bad friends. Just whatever it is, you're leaving it behind. It's holding you back. But the cool thing is you acknowledge that, and now even more new chapters in life and new beginnings. So the first card talked about a new way of life. So this is further saying, hey, you kind of died and you're reborn and move forward. You purged yourself, or, you know, caterpillar into a cocoon, into a butterfly. It talks about more change, big transformation, and personal transformation about yourself. I like the empowerment because, you know, you feel confident, recharged. You purged all the, trim the fat, purge the bad stuff about you, bad qualities, bad feelings. Talks about grieving, so maybe it was a loss of a family member or just something you believed in a lot, but you acknowledge it's time to let go of something. And libration, so all the stars align perfectly for you to transform and move forward. But I guess the biggest thing is conclusions and endings, but then also starting. So a nice little reset, but now you're better, wiser, more comfortable, reborn in a sense. Now we're going to get the fourth card, which is the near future, and we're just going to fast forward a bit to see where you are in all of this and how's it going. And we get strength, which is represented by the Chinese alligator. Nice seeing so many major arcana cards. Come on, load, that'd be great. Okay, so we have strength, which means courage, compassion, well, strength, confidence, willpower, no violence, healing, patience, energized, influential, compassionate. So very good, because the card also talks about being energized. And you have the courage now and the faith to do something or not to do something, and the strength. But it doesn't just mean physical strength, it also means like mental strength, mindset strength. And whatchamacallit, to do something or act, you know when to refrain from something, when to abstain, when to, you know, yes or no, but you know what you're doing, I guess. Well, you're in better mindset because you purged all the stuff, you let go of the bad, the emotional baggage and all that. So now you're in a better spot to make better decisions. You feel naturally leveled up, empowered, and all that. Also talks about healing and good health. So now that you're more confident, you feel revitalized, you're going with the flow, you're doing more of what you want to do in life, of passions, hobbies, you know, more authentic you, I guess, and genuine you. Things are flowing better. You just feel better. So no violence. So maybe you know how to talk your way out of stuff where people want to take physical action. You can be like, how about we just talk about this? Or like, you know, someone's like, well, you insulted me, that's I challenge you to a duel, or like let's run a marathon or something very physical, and like, dude, we can just talk about it. That talks about patience, so you know things take time, your skill, even in yourself, that even if you do something or execute something, you're taking the time, realizing it's going to take time, and have a lot of patience and understanding of whatever the situation is. And you have faith in the system, you have faith in yourself, in the future, everything. So just very good vibes all around. Sorry, so we're going to get to the fifth card. We're going to fast forward even more. Yeah, I'll put you in line. After this, right after this reading, I'll jump onto you. A very positive card. Things are going good. A little shaky at first, but everything is just now flourishing. Really good. All right, we get the fifth card, which is going to be long-term results, end game, ending credits, final raid boss, maybe to be continued, what have you, and we get first 10 of Swords, featuring the Black Cat. Look, he's all sad. He's caught out in the rain. A little sad. This might be a cliffhanger card or a M. Night Shyamalan twist. But let me get to Swords, and we got 10. So I think this is about leaving something behind and going elsewhere or something, but let's pull it up. Never mind, it's another, I was thinking of another card. Okay. This card represents wounds, loss, endings, and crisis. Repeating patterns, stuck in old patterns. Cycles ending, feeling defeated. Change, time to let go. Negative thinking. So even though things are going great, somewhere along the line, things weren't changing anymore. Or you notice things were repeating, almost like one of those movies like Groundhog Day or 1201 or whatever, or that episode of Space Dandy where the same day kept repeating. And the problem is you're stuck in these patterns. But at least you recognize to know that you need to end and break the cycle. And the card does talk about cycles ending. So this card's more talking about acknowledging you're stuck in those patterns, but it's also, the card is also saying you're coming out of that stuck pattern. But while you're in that repeating cycle, you felt defeated. Maybe it's failure, maybe you got in your own head, maybe it's job, or maybe just bad life situation. Something happened and you didn't realize you were stuck in this repeating cycle until now, or for a while. And then, of course, you're going to have negative thinking and feelings, lost wounds and pain. So maybe something happened, maybe you got fired from a job or let go of, maybe you're in a relationship, you got dumped, or someone cheated on you, or maybe friends were lying behind your back, or just so many things. I don't even know where to begin with this one, but so basically bad shit was happening, you got stuck in maybe feeling bad, and then these cycles started repeating, but then you were not aware of the repeating cycles. But now it's like something along this constant repeat, something changed or sparked in you, and you slowly come yourself out of it. So you bring yourself out of it, which is very good. It talks about time to let go. So maybe something kept you back in this cycle. Maybe it could be other people. Maybe it could be wounds of the past, feeling sorry for yourself or others. Something was holding you back, emotional baggage maybe. But now it's time to let go and move on. And it's saying that it's okay to purge, feel pain, acknowledge the hurt you, and move on. And it also talks about change. So at least I'm confident that change is coming. So again, not trial and error, but maybe it's like this one game or book. You did it. You're almost back to where you were when you started, other than the actual journey. So you're, smarter, wiser, stronger, better, whatever, more educated, more aware, I should say, for the next journey or next story or next book or next game you're gonna do. It's almost like a new game plus, but it's like here we go again. But at least you're not starting at ground zero anymore. You have like tools at your disposal. It started out really great, got a little weird and questionable. Then your things are looking good. Things looking really good. So this one, it started out pretty cool. Sorry about that, but that's the reading for that, and we're gonna do a bonus oracle card, just a cherry on top, positive influence, maybe fortune cookie, something to complement the reading, but it's completely separate from the tarot cards. It's a different deck. They're called oracle cards. So for you, we get the horse, exploration. So maybe don't be afraid to explore. Maybe you're very linear or tunnel vision. Code saying, hey, don't. It's cool to explore, even if things don't work out. Nothing ventured, nothing earned. No risk, no reward. And there's many different types of exploration. So don't be afraid to explore. I hope that was good for you. Topsy-turvy, little twist, little semi, probably like to be continued or like interesting ending, I would say. Okay, Jester Man, we'll probably finish up with your reading, being the last one for the stream. Let me just... Jester Man 999. And let me just get the timestamp going. 207. I'll just say 208. Okay, Jester Man, this reading, if you were here before, I think you kind of get the gist of it. Sorry, a 5-card spread tells us about you, what's going on with you, where you're going, reading your book or script, just whatever terminology or analogies you want to use for it. But the second card I play in reverse, and has alternate meaning. So let me just quickly shuffle a little bit more. The cards are foil and holographic on the back, and they have like little dents and dimples or shapes or texture to them. So they don't really shuffle the best. I try to do the best I can to shuffle them. Mess me up, fam. Okay, the first card we get is the Page of Pentacles, featuring Lap Rabbit. So right off the bat, good fortune and success and monies. Let me pull up the chart. All right, Page of Pentacles, manifesting financial opportunities, skill development, productive, new discoveries, being careful, good financial news, eager to learn, educational opportunities, thrifty, determination, patience, building a solid foundation, new business, financial income, creating success. So right now, manifesting and bringing forth your skills to money and true. I like how it talks about eager to learn and financial opportunities, but yet educational opportunities. So maybe university, school, trade school, something that sparks your interest and you want to do more of that and take it further. It could be artwork, crafting, who knows, anything. And you have good financial news. You're being careful. You know how to plan better and budget yourself. But the most important part is with the manifesting, you're creating success through your own efforts and determination, hard works, and passions, bringing stuff to life. And that talks about new businesses, so maybe opening a cafe or going a partnership with someone more, maybe some kind of a deal, but it can also mean so many more things. But the important part is determination and patience, because the shit takes a while to execute. You may have to invest. The initial investment might be huge. It may not pay off for a long time, but you're willing to kind of do that. But I like how it's just building a solid foundation. So at least you're giving yourself, you're taking the extra time needed to start better, invest more in your startings, and really, I guess, do your homework. So you're increasing your chance for success by doing more work now at the initial start, if that makes any sense. You say business. I do want to stream more. Would you stream more? I hope you're doing it because you want to stream more, because I know some people treat it like a business and or get discouraged or disappointed because they don't get the numbers, the supporters, the viewers, or subs or whatever. So as long as you're being genuine and true, I think it would grow, or you can, grow those crops good. But if you're doing it for like a business sake, I need to make money, rather than doing it because you just enjoy it, I think you'll have a harder time. Because I see some people do that. They get so desperate, and then they get mad at people don't donate, or people that do hang around stop hanging around or get more busy. It's just yeah, good, because as long as you're doing it to have fun and enjoying it, I think that's way more important. But if you're looking to make it more business orientated, you may be more disappointed, but you still do it, but just you don't want to set yourself up to be let down type of a thing, and you want to enjoy the company and the people that hang out. That's the first card. Now we get to the second card, which is going to be the obstacle. So this is where things get spicy. It's played in reverse. It's more about a warning about you. Maybe pay attention. Something's impeding you, being cock blocked, bump in the road, difficult raid boss, burned bridge or broken bridge. And we get the Devil featuring Victoria Crowned Pigeon, which is funny because in reverse it has very positive meaning. So let's jump into that. So you might have gotten a freebie here. And as a platform to launch others to new heights. So the Devil normally means addiction, sexuality, attachment, and feeling stuck in like negative thinking and external validation and dependency and being dependent on others. But in reverse, it means letting go, addressing your fears, positive thinking, releasing temptation, being independent, renewed beliefs. Greed is still there. Release, period. So renewing beliefs, release, greed, and also dependency. So even though the card talks about being independent, there's also still the fear and stuff of being relying on others. But the good thing about this card is letting go. So learning to let go, either good, bad, or maybe just things out of your control, emotional baggage, whatever it is, maybe something bad, someone did something bad to you, but you're just letting go. You're like, I'm done thinking and feeling this way. I want to move on with my life. I want to feel better. It also talks about addressing fears. So many things you're afraid of or too scared to bring up or talk about now. You acknowledge them, you see them, and you're like, okay, this needs to be addressed. I need to talk about this, need to work it out. It also talks about positive thinking. Well, I'd be thinking positive too if you're letting go of the past or moving on, at least emotional baggage, addressing and admitting that you're afraid of stuff and working them out. So you're going to feel in a better headspace. Talks about releasing temptation. So maybe things you were really tempted to do, good or bad or whatever, you're purging yourself so you're no longer tempted of those things. It talks about being independent, so you're more self-sufficient on your own. You're not relying on external validation as much. Renewed beliefs, you feel better in the system, yourself, new you type of thing. So you just feel like re-energized, semi-reborn, but more in a headspace. Talks about release, again, more letting go and just purging yourself of negative energy and thought, just letting go of pure release. That's how greed. So even though all these good things are happening, greed is still on the table. And also talks about dependency, because now you're falling into more greed again. There's also still that slight external validation or dependency. So maybe you're not financially independent, or you still rely on others for either money, support, or what have you, living situation, who knows, or even a job. Like still some sense of dependency going on. But still very positive. But if the card is a warning, it's saying, hey, still don't be greedy, and you're still relying on external validation too much. So with that, we're going to get to the third card, which is positive influences, and we get the Hermit, featuring the land hermit crab. So let's go to thy Hermit. Also been hitting the giggle pen a lot. I also hate my job too. Maybe the Hermit will clear some answers for you. Being alone, isolation, internal, looking within, inner peace, inner security, contemplation, meditation, connecting with God or Source or the powers that may be. Quiet time, self-reflection, alone time, patience, planning, wisdom, withdrawn, feeling sorry. So you got a lot of internal work to do. This is saying retreat, maybe withdrawn. You're feeling sorry, so maybe feel bad about a situation, but either way, you're taking a step back, you're retreating, maybe going to isolation or even on vacation, but you're taking a huge time out to really rethink stuff and look within and think, use your noodle, use your noggin, and find out inner pieces within you. So you don't need external validation, but you're still just doing a lot more thinking now. Quiet time, meditation. You have the patience to work things out. So even if things aren't working out, you're going to really take the time to address things and better yourself. Talks about the wisdom, so you come a long way, and then now you have a better mind space, headspace to make decisions. Now you're going to be more planning, maybe less impulsive or on the go, but you're going to plan things out better to ensure success or just good things that will happen because you're investing your time into these things, so you're going to want to spend more times on things you care about or passionate about. And connecting with God, so maybe you're looking to a greater power, just kind of re-tapping into your spirit. Okay. Talks about quiet time, so maybe too much yapping and talking and too many noises, or maybe you have like a bunch of television channels on, and you're like, okay, this is too much white noise in the background. It's overstimulating, so you're turning off all your radios, streams, even whatever. Self-reflection, so looking back on a lot of what you did and what's going on. It talks about alone time, so again, maybe either too extroverted or something. You just need a break, hence the alone time. But the big one, feeling sorry, so maybe some event happened along the way and you don't know how to process it, or now this is that time processing it. So now we're going to fast forward a little bit and go to the near future just to see where you are, how's it going, what's going on. And with the Ace of Pentacles featuring the Palawan Peacock Pheasants. It's Pentacles, so that's more bounty. Down to Ace. I did take 2 days off. Okay, Ace of Pentacles, manifesting abundance, but yet lack of planning, which is funny because the other card talked about planning, and now we're talking a lack of planning. Gifts, gifties, talents, financial improvements, prosperity, achievements, material success, promotion, fertility, good things, and manifesting good investments. So whatever you're doing in your headspace with the Hermit, you're thinking better, you're bringing things to life now, taking action, bringing in the money, or even the passion, moving forward. An abundance, so there's a lot of, well, hence the fertility and abundance. There's a lot around you that you created. You have what you need, or maybe more what you need, but either way, there's an abundance. It talks a lack of planning. So after all that planning now, I think the lack of planning is talking about you going more with the flow. Things are happening organically. You're not forcing things to happen or inorganically making things happen. They're just naturally happening or falling in your lap, or the stars or planets are happening to align, but you're not focused on that anymore. So financial improvements, using your gifts and talents to make your things come true or happen. So it could be a skill you have, hobbies, passions, but whatever, you're making it happen. And the material success is always good. Promotion, so maybe you got a promotion at your job, or you got another better job elsewhere. So good things are just happening, period. But again, good investment. So now you're also investing in yourself and others, and it's not always just money. But I guess in this case, it's talk about money. So you're having some of your money now work for you. So maybe you got money, some good stocks, or investing in other people. But either way, you're investing more. But you're not carelessly investing. You have the money to invest. So it's not like you're putting yourself at risk. So now we're going to fast forward even more and get to the long-term results, maybe far future, what have you. End game, ending credits, final boss, to be continued sign. We get Page of Swords featuring the Kermode Bear. Let's get to Page of S Words. Page of Swords. Ideas, curiosity, desire for knowledge. Insights, travel, changes, defensiveness, decisive, seeing an overview, innovative, protective, and fairness. So along all that way with money, now you have ideas. This is more in a headspace now. Desire for knowledge, you want to know more, you're curious about the world or things. New ideas are popping into your head, change is happening all around you. You're more decisive, maybe you know where to spend your energy and what to spend your time on. But yet you're also defensive and protective, so you want to protect yourself, but you also want to let people in and, you know, learn new experiences and stuff. But you're more on guard, but you're not doing it needlessly. It's not like you're advertising, I'm on guard. It's just that you know how to protect yourself more now. It says seeing an overview so you can see a bigger picture and you're more curious about it. It talks about being and having fairness. So you want to be fair to everyone. You want to take and give and take. You want to exchange ideas, brainstorm. But no, there's no set leader or like a kingdom. This everyone's a king or all peasants, all are equal type of a thing. But like other card talks about insight, so you have some ideas, you can see clearer, more clarity, and all your past experiences led you up to this. And then it talks about travel, so that's always cool. Maybe your new ideas and curiosity and desire for knowledge takes you elsewhere around the world, even if it's temporary, just like traveling, go on vacation. I like going to conventions, meeting new people. Doesn't always pan out, but you know, the ones that people you make the connections with, real friendships and relationships that foster. It also talks about changes. So again, changes are coming, but you're okay with it, you're overseeing it, you're ready for it. And you're just curious, I guess maybe to learn about people, just see where life goes and meet others. So with that, let's see, an innovative, but I like the idea just you have ideas and you're curious and you want to know and learn more. Sorry. So now we're going to get the fifth, and that was the fifth card. We're going to get the bonus Oracle card, which just complements the reading. Bonus cookie, fortune cookie, cherry on top, and we get the Grimoire, which represents study. So I like that because, you know, the final card talked about desire of knowledge and curiosity and seeing and exploring new things. This one's also saying studying, you're practicing because you want that more, you want the more knowledge, you want to know more and learn more about the world or even things about yourself or others. So it's like really saying it's further complementing the overall reading, but all within a single card. That's cool because you got the little grimoire. I hope that was cool for you. And Jesterman says you took 2 days off, you suck at planning, but just want to help others be happy. That's very nice of you, but also just remember that if you can't make yourself happy, how can you make others happy? Well, it could be the other way around. Maybe you can make yourself happy by making others, but it's like more of the idea of how can you help others if you can't help yourself type of a thing. But I get that because it's easier to help others. Or just since you're not them, you can see a different perspective than the person. So like say someone's being troubled by, say, a burden or emotional baggage of the past, like trying to get over an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or something, but they don't know that's their problem. Like a third party or a person, you know, someone from another perspective can be like, oh, that's your problem right there. It's this and that and that. I can get how it can be easier to help or give others advice because you're not them, you're not going through it, but you can see kind of maybe what's going on and they may be blind to it. So it's like you get to, well, it's like a video game, like an RTS game like StarCraft or Command and Conquer. The enemy has stealth detection, but you're the stealth detection. You're that tower, or you're the scanner, or the observer, or the overlord in StarCraft terms. That with a science vessel, like you have the detection, and now you can help out that person in trouble because they don't know who's attacking them or where it's coming from. But you're like, oh yeah, it's coming from right over there. Like, really, how do you know that? You're like, I see them. They're right there. They're doing this and that. It's an amazing read. As a gesture, my goal is to help others. Well, help others, but don't put yourself into risk or harmful situations. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I think this is a good place to call it. It's been 2 hours and almost 30 minutes. And again, I'll try to do these once a week, maybe twice, depending if I have time. Today's my day off, so I figured I would do it. I do want to play games, but I still feel a little burned out and tired. For those who don't know, I had foot surgery back in February on my right foot. It healed about recently, but now I have to do all the recovery or physical therapy or just get back into the swing of things. I didn't use my right leg almost for 4 months. So it's still funky to walk. I have, screws and plates in my foot now. So just getting back into the swing of things. And even at work, I've been leaving work early. They do give me a chair, which I am grateful for. It helps, but it's still, it sucks now. It sucks to sit. It sucks to stand and walk. The only true relief I get is laying down, but even laying down too long starts to bug my hip. So, and I think I threw out my hip slightly when I was packing up a computer for someone. It's a full ATX tower, and I stood the entire time when I was wrapping it, plastic wrapping it, bubble wrapping it, taping it, and boxing it. Maybe I didn't think about it, but then the next day after that, thankfully this all happened on my days off, but still, it was like I pulled something, and then my body was mad at me. But that's just how it goes. Gonna raid small ant mom. Why did that raid command work? Well, I'll just do it myself. Something like that. Alright, thanks for hanging out, thanks for subbing, thanks for taking an interest. And hopefully maybe I'll be back on, maybe Thursday. I'll be